Hello, my friends. This is Billy Wiggly coming at you live from the Ninth Island, Las Vegas, Nevada. How you doing today? Are you staying positive? You know that's the only way to be positive. You are surrounded by positivity. Just look for it. Anytime you run into something negative, look for the positives and turn that negative into a positive. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that because you are developing the habit of maintaining a constantly positive mental attitude. And when you have PMA, you cannot be defeated. You're unbeatable, undefeatable. You don't get mad. You get skills. Skills like this. Check it out. Right here, what we've got is data validation. You've probably already done data validation, and you've probably done something like this where you have a list, and typically your list is going to be hidden off to the side way over here somewhere. You're going to have your list on the same sheet, or way down here you'll have your list that you reference when you are working on your data validation right here. Well, what if you have to do data validation just like this, but your source data is on a separate worksheet? How do you do this? Well, check it out. Let me show you. All right, there we are. So let's check it out now. Come on. I'm going to go ahead and go to a different workbook. So let me go ahead and minimize this. And we've got a workbook where we're going to do pick from another source. So here we have it. This is the source data, and it's on a separate worksheet. So when we look at this other worksheet, my data validation worksheet, that's where I'm putting the data validation in. So let's go right through and start doing this. The first thing I'm going to do is I've got my marquee in the data. Your marquee should always be in the data, basic Excel. And I'll press Control A, Control A, this shortcut right here, Control plus the letter A. And what Control A does once I have my marquee in the data is it goes ahead and selects that range of data for me. Now I'm going to go right into the name box, and I know it's called the name box because when I hover over it, Excel tells me that it's called the name box. And I'm going to go into the name box, and I'm going to give this range of data, this whole range of data right here, I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call it city sales. City space sales. Now, am I going to have a problem here? Think about it. City space sales. Am I going to have a problem? If you're thinking to yourself, yeah, you're going to have a problem, Billy. Well, yeah, definitely I'm going to have a problem. Why? Because of that space. Excel doesn't like spaces. Well, I don't want it to look like one word, city sales. I want it to look like there's a space. So I'll add an underscore. There we have it. Now, that is the proper naming convention, and I just press enter. So now I can go anywhere in this workbook, and when I go down up to my name box, click on a drop down and say, hey, I want to go to city sales, it's going to take me to that range. Now think about what else you could be doing with this. All right, so now let's go and start our data validation. Oh, let me go ahead and copy this. I'm going to copy these two top rows. Control C to copy. Go right back over here and Control V to paste. Then let me just delete that data right there, and let's work on the data validation. So we'll go right up to our data tab, and inside our data tab, we go to our data validation. Click on data validation, and right here inside of data validation, our settings are, we're going to choose from a list. Click, and we got to make sure that, whoops, escape. We got to make sure that our marquee is in the right spot, all right, because that's where the data validation is going. All right, so now we're going to pick from a list, and the source for this list is, let's go right over here. The source for this list is right here. Boom. Now for input message, let's go right over here and say pick city from the list. Oops, I had all caps on. All right. Oh, that should be the message. X, boom. I'm just going to say selection. And then the error alert, I'm going to call it an error. Please choose from the list only. And the style I'm giving it is a stop, so that you can't proceed if you put something other than what's coming from the list. All right, so now let me go ahead and say okay. And then now I've got my data validation in place. Boom, there's my list. And then now I've got to look up the data. And the data is organized vertically, so I'm going to do a VLOOKUP for January and a VLOOKUP for February. So I'll go right into my data validation worksheet, and then right into the month of January, I'm going to type in my VLOOKUP equals VLOOKUP. Click. The lookup value is in that cell. I'm going to press F4 to anchor because I'm going to copy the formula on over, and I don't want that reference to move. Comma, the table array is going to be my city sales. You see that? Click. Comma, and January is in column number 2, and I want an exact match. Close my parentheses, enter, and there's my VLOOKUP. And now I can just copy my VLOOKUP on over here, but I got to make sure I check, because if you notice, this formula, the January is in column number 2, and February, it's actually in column number 3. So I just update it right there. All right, and now when I go ahead and select a city like Aloha, boom, there we have it. I'll select another city like Koloa, boom, there we have it. Now let's make sure that, hey, is this right? Are we getting the right cities? Yeah, we are. But before we do this, hey, Billy, I don't like how that NA looks. Well, let's fix that. Let's do an if NA. So I'm going to go right in here. Excuse me. I'll just go right into my formula bar. Make it a little cleaner for you. And I'm going to type if NA, click. If this VLOOKUP results in an NA, then do what? Then just give me a blank, quote, close parentheses, press enter, and there I have it. Now I'll just copy this formula on over. Remember that I got to adjust my reference. So that's column 3 for February. And then now I can just go right ahead and pick a city. Boom. There we go. Honolulu. Boom. Yes. And how do we know this is correct? Hey, check this out. Are you watching? Check this out. I'm going to take a picture of this range of data. Control A, select it, boom, snap a photo of it, and then I'm just going to paste it right here. And now we can monitor to see if this is correct. So here we go. I'm going to go to Kalakekua, boom, and Kalakekua right here. January is 119,000, February is 204,000. Here's Kalakekua right here, 119,000, 204,934. Bam! Or should I say, like that. So there you have it, my friends. How much did we learn today? We're just learning just how to do data validation, referencing a list on a separate worksheet. But in the process of doing that, look at all the techniques we just learned. Now going back, review this video and watch how many different techniques we just used. I mean, just think about this one right here. The camera. Did you know about the camera tool? If you've been watching my YouTube live streams, you do. So come on now, my friends. Is this exciting? Can you benefit from this kind of learning? Absolutely. So go on and click on any of the links, depending if you're viewing this on Facebook or if you're viewing this on YouTube. Right down below in the description will be a link that will take you right to this site right here. Or if you're viewing this in Facebook, I think right above me, right over here, you're going to find the link to take you right here. And this is my 30 favorite Excel Power Tips workshop that I'm giving on October 14th and October 15th. I've bundled together a bunch of courses for you, 3 different courses that you get. My Shortcuts, Tips, and Tricks course, you're going to get Shortcuts, Tips, and Tricks, and my Excel Pivot Table Skills, Pivot Table Power Tips course. These 2 courses come included in this bundle. And you're also going to get 2 live workshops that you can participate in, where I'm going to share with you my 30 favorite Excel Power Tips. And this is something that I developed from training thousands and thousands of people. Live in person, probably 65,000 people, 30,000 students that I currently have. And I've picked my top 30 Excel Power Tips that I think you could benefit from. So check it out. Come on. Click on the link. And any of the orange buttons, you can just click on them, scroll on down, see what you're going to learn. I'm also going to put in a workbook with this that you're going to be able to follow along, an Excel workbook customly designed by Microsoft Certified Professional for you to follow along and learn, hands-on learning. Scroll down a little bit further and click on any one of these topics, and then you're going to see what I'm going to teach you in regards to these topics. And then press the orange button. Just keep on scrolling. This will tell you right here how many days you got left. It's 29 days for the first class. Come on now. $47. That's it. And it's more than $400 worth of training available to you right here. Look, you even click on this little video right here and watch a little example of a previous training that I've done so you can see what's happening. There you have it, my friends. Check out what other people are saying about us. Press the orange button. Sign up right now. We're trusted by all these companies. $440.99 worth of value coming at you for $47. So come on now, my friends. I invite you to get yourself some skills. Keep on learning. Remember, I love you. And most of all, don't get mad. Get skills. Aloha.